Welcome to Highway to Helms in 3, 2, 1.
Another day, another dollar as I holler to the world. I love the way I'm living, love the Gucci, love the girls, love the parties and the clubs, love the models and hot tubs, love the German engineering set on deep dish dubs. Another tour around the world, entertaining the fans. I love walking through the airport, taking pictures, shakes to crack it open, find the pearl. I love the way I'm living, is what I holler to the world. Wake up in my bed and I'm feeling kinda stuck from this Tempur-Pedic mattress. I don't wanna get up. Roll out of bed, plant my feet on the floor. There's a girl wrapped in my sheets, don't know her name anymore. Hit the shower.
What the hell are you doing with that hat on? Let me throw that damn title on. Bam! There we are. Welcome everybody. As you can see, we got a different little look to Highway to Helms. I got tired of sitting beside this motherfucker, all up in my space, in my area. Yeah, you need to smell that over there. So anyway, welcome everybody. Season 3. Are we still on Season 3? How many shows are in the season? Highway to Helms closing in ever so closely, almost to 2 million downloads on iTunes. Check us out also on YouTube, youtube.com/ShaneHelmsCom. Let me thank our sponsors real quick. We got to thank highspots.com. Get all your wrestling paraphernalia. I like saying paraphernalia.
You like that word?
I like that word. Got that shit in the dictionary. DVDs, wrestling figures, belts. Every big indie show you go to these days, there's a High Spots booth there. Them motherfuckers are everywhere. Figure4apps.com. We're doing big things, man. We got some, just signed some new deals this week, non-wrestling related. But Figure4apps.com are the producers of still the only official. Can you believe I'm still the only motherfucker with an iPhone app out there?
The world can't catch up quick enough, can it?
I'm so far ahead of the curve, I can't even see the road no more. You also got to get I'm a Wrestling Fan. If you're a wrestler, get this app. If you're a promoter, get this app. If you're a fan, get this app. Find out all the wrestling events, not just in the world, but the ones closest to you by miles. And then you can plug into it. It'll take you right to the door. Same concept for I'm a Fight Fan, but for MMA. Same concept for NASCAR and Indy Racing is I'm a Race Fan. And the same concept for I'm a Comic Con fan. I don't even know what I did with that picture. It's somewhere. Also got to thank RF Video for producing this Shane Helms shoot. I still haven't watched it, but Big Daddy Mike has. He says it's okay.
It's the best 5-hour DVD I've ever watched.
It is long, huh? That shit was long, man.
But interesting.
Was it interesting?
Yeah, it was interesting to me, and I already know all them stories. So
Isn't
there
it
you
pretty
go. If you don't know the stories behind
It was
the
long.
mask,
It was long. I was, you know what I want to, if I ever do my own story, I wanted to say, you know how they used to be on TV before they were superstars? And I want to have stars X'd out and have heroes on it.
Actually, I think Marty's been in a couple of those.
Before they were superstars? When did he become the superstar?
That's the part I kept missing on those
Oh,
things.
oh. There you go.
I just saw I'm a Geek look at me now, and I went, yeah.
There you go. Well, he was on that.
He was on damn
One of those talk shows with somebody, Sally Jesse Raphael or some shit.
And the one with that bald-headed black dude, too.
Montel Jordan? No, not Montel Jordan.
Montel
Griffin. No, not Montel
No.
Griffin. How many Montels are there?
Williams.
Williams? Ah, fuck it. Montel, you know who we're talking about. Well, cool, Daddy. Well, let's go ahead and jump right into this. First, I got to send best wishes out to one of my favorite boxers of all time who just got him the fuck up, Hector Camacho. And,
Why did they shoot Macho?
I don't know. I heard one story that that it's nothing related to him or the guy, that they were trying to somebody else. I just had a damn stop sign or something.
Is he in this country?
No, Puerto Rico, I believe.
What the hell is he doing there?
That's where he's from. Ain't he? Puerto Rico or Mexico or somewhere.
So anyway, but it didn't.
I
didn't. I was. What was that?
Seems like if he was my favorite, I mean, one of my favorites. I know where he's from.
I didn't see the story. I was somewhere and they had the news on the TV, like in a what the hell was that? In a restaurant or something.
Google that shit, man. Man,
anyway,
you got the Google right there.
I saw it going across the bottom of the screen, and I was reading it, and I was like, damn. I was like, oh my God, they shot Camacho. The bastards.
He was one of those guys. Like, I'm such a fan of names, like cool names. He was the guy I started watching just because of his name, Macho Camacho.
What I heard, it didn't sound too good. He's on life support, and his mom's over there with her hand on the cord.
We'll go to the.
We're going to our archives.
Going to the TMZ app. I'll give you fuckers a plug. They ain't never did me a favor.
They damn sure gave you one, didn't they?
They gave me a plug, all right.
Mm-hmm.
Let me look.
So
Let me
what
look.
has happened?
What about this damn kid though? I mean, we're gonna get into the wrestling. I know that's why the majority of our fans are tuning in for.
Basketball Jones.
Basketball fucking Jones, boy.
He was somebody's on fire on him.
That shit woke me up because you know, Karen H2H waitress. Let me throw a picture up there. Bye bye, bing.
Yeah.
She shows up. No, you can't look. You can't look. I'm in producer mode. You over
I
there.
think that's why you put me over.
I put you over there so you can stay the fuck out my business.
I got my little circus area.
I can't find it.
Lean. Without having to lean on the arm of your chair and make you fall out of it.
Yeah, be touching me and shit. So she was up, you know, taking care of that little SG, Seb G, little gangster.
SIBO.
And so I just kind of turned on the Sports Center, and I wanted to review Raw again so that I could have a better assessment of the show. And
I spent all day yesterday watching it.
that shit is long. But anyway, I was turning on ESPN Sports Center first, and like that story woke me up because I was kind of tired, and I was like, did they say 138 points?
I saw it this morning. I was like, dang.
what the fuck? Little white kid.
What was that? How many overtimes?
Yeah,
was
Puerto
that?
Rico, man. I know I was right. Puerto Rico.
Yeah, that's what I said.
No, I said Puerto Rico, and you gave me furrowed brow. I hope the microphone's on. Anyway, yeah, they shot the piss out of Hector Camacho. I hope he's okay, though.
But
Sounds like he's bad. He's on life support, right?
Yeah, that didn't sound good.
Yeah. There you go. There, words of wisdom from the Big Daddy.
But you don't know, nobody knows. Did McAfee shoot him?
Who?
McAfee. You know McAfee killed his neighbor, don't you?
I don't even know who the fuck you're talking about.
You know the McAfee antivirus? That guy that wrote that virus killed his damn neighbor last week, and he's hiding.
McAfee or McAfee?
Whatever.
I don't know. What are you talking about? Fill me in on this. I'm clueless.
The guy that wrote that software. How do you say it?
I've always heard it say McAfee.
Okay,
we'll
McAfee.
go with McAfee
Whatever.
if that makes you happy.
If you
If
put a
McAfee
virus
makes
on
you
his
happy.
computer,
Uh-huh.
he'll kill your fucking ass. He kills him. He lives down in where's he live? Costa Rica or
Hold up. So the guy who made the software
yes,
killed who?
one of his neighbors.
One of his own neighbors?
Yes.
Or Hector Camacho's neighbor? Does this have anything to do with Camacho?
Other than it being a killing, no.
Oh. Ladies and gentlemen.
But he
The
killed.
comedic stylings.
I'm just trying to say, this dude's done killed once.
So did he get in
And he's
trouble?
missing. I don't think they found him yet. He's hiding.
I ain't fucking know this story. That's what I got you over here for.
That's why you got me.
Tangents.
Fountain of misinformation.
And it
I'll keep you updated on
It probably is completely untrue, and I'll get sued by McAfee.
this. What, he's out there now going?
Yeah, and I'll get a bunch of bullshit viruses on my computer.
He's over there going.
McAfee will be unhappy, and then bust a cappy in my ass. Fucking bullshit.
Skull and crossbones. Deleting all your Windows files.
I got a damn Trojan horse virus one time, and a little black cat popped up on my screen,
remember.
and you can see the
It was a
outline.
picture viewer.
Huh?
It was a picture viewer
I don't know what the fuck it was.
and hiding.
And I just saw that little cat jumping around my screen. Then it was 2, then 4, then 16, then 32, and then motherfucker. I was like, God damn!
What'd you do? Grab that cord and pull it out of the wall?
Yank it. That was the old school solution.
Don't let Camacho's people see that.
I'm going to assume they don't watch. Yeah, man, but that sucks. I know he's been in like some legal problems for a little while anyway.
I got a text from Jim Hall here.
Who?
Jim Hall.
Jim Valentino?
Yes, Jimmy the Heartbreaker Valentine. That
The hell's he
dude
want?
always broke my heart.
What the hell's he want? What the hell's that boy
He
want?
wants tickets to sell, which is a damn good thing.
Before we get, did you do a show? Are you still in the gym training before you come back?
Not right this second.
Now Jake the Snake's making a comeback, so I think the Big Daddy Mike Maverick can make a comeback.
It can be good.
Doing DDP yoga.
Doing DDP
I need
yoga.
to get that video next week. Remind me. I'm gonna make a note. I'm gonna have we'll talk about that video. Let me make
Make a
it.
note. Make a note. I don't
My
know,
official
I
note
just
pen.
make notes on.
No notes for you.
I'll write on this down.
Jake Roberts
Printer
video.
guy with this mascara.
Because I just talked to DDP the other day. I sent him. Did you see the weigh-ins for UFC where the guy did the Shockmaster gimmicks?
That was funny.
So I sent it to a bunch of people.
It took me a second, so when I first saw it, I thought he just fucking tripped, and I'm like, oh, this guy's shooting on the Shockmaster.
Why would you think that? Why would you not realize right away what he's doing? Because DDP did the same thing. DDP called me. He's like, "Bro, did that really happen? Did a guy really trip the second time?" And I was like, "No."
He's imitating.
Fucking.
Well, I didn't see the mask real good at first. I was watching. I just saw the dude fall, and then when he put the
You
mask
didn't hear
back,
Joe Rogan go, "He's gonna shock the world."
it didn't sink in, but it was funny.
I loved it.
Was that Uncle Fred?
I just saw Fred in New Jersey about a month ago, man. He's all gray-headed and tight cut, looks smooth, but
He's a big fucker still.
he's a big boy. Damn tugboat. Motherfucker is not small.
He's one of them guys I lifted. This was when he was actually tugboat. So
Uh-huh.
it was 20-something years ago. I was in the gym working out, and he got me to spot him. He was doing inclines. He's not as strong as you would think he is.
So what, he only doing 400 pounds or
Nah, he
whatever?
was doing 275 on inclines. But I would think, as big as he was, that motherfucker could probably push the whole damn gym over his head if he wanted to. He might could. Maybe he's just one of the ones that don't train heavy. Because, you come to think of it, he
Do you
really
realize that to the average person, 275 on incline is fucking ridiculous to do?
Oh, yeah, but not to a 400-pound sucker like him. But then I was thinking, he doesn't exactly need to bulk up, does he?
No, I wouldn't imagine so. I don't know. You think he might have been slimming down to a steamboat? See what I did there? So what do you think about Raw? Let's get to this.
You going to hit the button?
Let me get him in. Mike, what did you think about Raw?
Fucking hate it!
There you go.
I don't want to beat that drum too much, but it's just the same show. We just watched it on super fast forward downstairs. What'd you think of it?
Again, like you say, not to beat a zombie horse, but
It's the same shit.
3 hours is long.
Did you see the rating for it?
No.
What would you guess?
What was the football game? The football game.
That was a good football game. The Bears and the 49ers.
That always hurts.
It was down from last week's rating, I'll tell you that. Because last week's football game sucked.
2-9, 2-8.
2-7-2.
2-7-2. I just think 3 hours is too much.
It's damn sure too much for me.
You're gonna be hard pressed.
Down in 3 months.
You're gonna be hard pressed to find somebody that loves to watch wrestling as much as I do, and it's too much for me.
Yeah.
I still watch everything. I'll go to indie shows and go out and I'm watching matches. I still love to watch good wrestling. Emphasis on good there, but I still watch wrestling. If the show's on, I watched Ring of Honor this morning too. I just like watching wrestling, man. There's 3 hours every fucking week.
I mean, I don't see how they could possibly.
It's like a job.
With the guys they get, watching that.
It's like a job. Like I gotta set aside 3 hours.
Doing that than I do working.
Especially now that we do the show, you're the permanent co-host. Now we got to know what the fuck we're talking about. Every segment we got to have recorded to memory.
Yeah, I'll say this about that show. I mean, you get 3 hours of television. There's little diamonds, little glimmers in there of something.
Definitely some good stuff.
Like, we didn't do a show last week, but do you remember the 8-man match from the show?
The tag match?
Yeah,
fantastic.
That was hot.
Get my shit in match.
It was good.
Who got the most shit in?
Matt Hardy?
Nope. He's the master, but Little Ray Ray.
Oh, okay.
That boy's good.
Does he have on his forearm? He's got a little, like a pin that slides down him here.
He's just good. He knows he's got a good feel for the crowd when they do stuff.
Yes, he does. You got to know when to fire up.
He's good. But yeah, that was a hot. They're definitely doing good with the tag team division. Love that. The primetime players. Titus O'Neil on commentary last Monday night was fucking hysterical. I ain't got no bubble.
See,
I hate to bust your bubble.
Prediction on them guys.
Pain.
He's going to outshine that other dude.
They need to be something a little different. I like the dude over there. I like them both, and I like them as a team. At first, I didn't, because it kind of just seemed, and I'm sure they got this from other people too, like a crime time kind of deal.
The crime time players.
But they're getting better, and see, I got a huge respect for what we do. When somebody starts off and they're not good, I can deal with that as long as they're getting better, as long as they're inclined, exactly. But if you just
I can even
stagnate,
tolerate it if they're not good and they know they're not good.
Right.
When they're not good and they think they're great.
Is there anybody in particular on that show that isn't good and appears to be not getting any better at all?
All the rest of them?
No, there's one person in particular.
On Raw.
On the Raw. You specifically said, how does this guy have a job?
David Otunga.
Yeah. But he's still only got a few years in, which begs the question, why is he in the WWE with only a few years under his belt at that skill level? If there was some kind of magical charisma or gimmick that was pushing merchandise or putting asses in the seats, okay, I can see that. But
I don't know how he got there, but if I had to go out on a limb, I would say he's never going to get it. I just don't think he's got it in him.
I don't know. I don't want to say that about anybody, but
I've seen other people, that you look at them and you say, that guy ain't never going to get it. And then he goes away for a while, comes back, and now he's got it. But I don't know. I would be surprised.
Yeah. It's very strange that there are guys up there that aren't ready, and that's supposedly the #1 wrestling company in the world. It's just the #1 wrestling brand in the world right now. It's not the #1 wrestling company. I mean, I don't even know if that even makes any sense.
You know, just juggernaut that feeds off of itself. That, I mean, they would probably really have to do some serious damage to bring it down, which they seem very determined to do.
That 3-hour damn Raw ain't doing. Like I say, it's work.
There's guys in there.
And I bet there's a lot of people that watch this. The guys that do the write-ups on the show on the various dirt sheet websites or whatever. I don't even know. I don't mean that as a dig, but the guys that do that, I bet it's a job for them too to sit there and just watch 3 hours every fucking Monday.
What is that guy's name? That's the other guy that's with Titus O'Neil.
Darren Young.
You know what my problem is with him? Never met the guy. Don't know anything about him other than what I've seen on TV. He looks way too much like fucking John Cena.
Yeah, I think they called him the. I think it was him. It's him or somebody was the black John Cena.
When I first saw him, I was like, I thought it was like some kind of joke. I thought John Cena was like dressed up, you know.
Had the blackface gimmick
yeah,
going.
and I was like, damn, they can't do that. And I was like, I mean, that's really not him. I was like, damn, he's got the same body. I mean, they're the same.
Is that why he grew out the little afro?
I guess.
He's good though. I like him.
Yeah,
I think he got talent. I
he's
love the
he's
fact
got
that
to watch out, or that other dude's going out. Titus is going out shining.
Titus, man, Titus reminds me of the dude from The Shining. I know I've said that before. Just the swagger. The dude got chopped in the heart, and I forget his damn name. They call it Shining. And
Dick Halloran.
Yeah, but his real name is again.
Catman Scruthers.
What?
Catman Scruthers.
That's his real name.
Something like that.
Something like that, or that's his real
That's
name.
it. I'm pretty sure that's it.
Catman.
Scatman.
Scat.
Scat. I don't know. Hold on. I can go to the archives. Talk amongst yourself.
Let's go to myself. I love the fact that they do the demolition finish. I always love that.
Is that where they pick up?
Come out to the second. I love that shit. Me and my damn cousin, Poker Leroy, Gambling Leroy, that motherfucker that he is we used to do that to kids in the neighborhood.
You talking about
when we were bullies?
Gambling Mike?
Yeah, Gambling Mike.
What are you calling him?
His middle name's Leroy. What can you do? White boy named Leroy. It happens. My sister's name is Tanisha.
I do know that.
It happens.
When they went to the baby name bookstore, did they go to the one in the wrong section of town or something?
I told you that the earliest memory I have of being a kid was in this trailer park called the Alpine Village. And there was no other white people but us. I didn't even see white people until I went to school. I thought we were the only ones on earth. I saw some on the television, on the moving picture screen. I'm over here talking to you,
on
man.
the Flickr show.
On the
listening,
Flickr show.
man.
Man, we're sitting here doing this show, man. What are you doing? You looking up Scatman Jones?
Scatman Crothers is what his name is.
Legit? Scatman?
Yes.
Like, is that a nickname? Who the fuck names their kid Scatman Jones? How long has he been dead?
Well, you saw him get killed.
There you have it. That'll fucking do it.
1986.
And you get chopped in the heart with an axe.
That's when it happened, 86.
You know when that movie came out?
86.
79. That's how old that shit
You've read
is.
the book, right?
Yes.
What did you think about the book?
It took me a lot of years to read that. The Shining and what book we're referring to.
Okay, for those of you who have not read the book, you're probably familiar with the movie, and you saw him carrying around the axe. Now, in the book, do you remember what the weapon was?
No.
It was a croquet mallet. So
Oh, yeah, for that
roque
stupid
mallet.
game they had out in their yard.
Yeah, roque, which is similar to croquet. It looks like a big croquet mallet.
Like what
And he
Krusty
didn't
the Clown has, right?
Yeah, he didn't actually kill Dick Halloran. He just bashed him in the fucking head with it.
I'll bash your brains in.
He said, "Take that, motherfucker."
That movie tortured me. It took me a long time to watch that movie. I couldn't watch that movie until I was a teenager. Once I saw it as a kid.
The movie was good. That was one of those deals where they strayed from the plot of the book, but it was okay because it was good.
Well, you got to. Stephen King's books are fucking like War and Peace.
Yes.
They're also thick and intricate that, I mean, you couldn't squeeze all that shit into a damn 2 hour. The movie is totally different because the movie Jack Nicholson is the main character, but in the book the character is the actual hotel. That's the main character in the book. But my background story on this, and you know this, but I'll tell the viewing audience. I keep looking at where the camera used to be, and it's not there anymore.
Well, there's nothing over there.
So here's my little Shining story, which my close friends know, but him being one. My babysitter takes me to go see this with her on a fucking date. I'm like 5 years old, five,
So
maybe
that's
6.
how it was in your house.
Yeah, she goes on a date, and you know, I don't know if they even questioned why you bring a kid in this fucking movie, because it's legit one of the scariest movies of all time. Even today, I think it holds up. And so then she doesn't even sit with me. Her and her fucking boyfriend sit a couple rows back.
Put your little 5-year-old ass up there by
Yeah,
yourself.
and it was one of those theaters where there's not even that many people in there. And I'm just in there terrified watching this crazy shit go down. To this day, if I see twins side by side, it freaks me the fuck out. I have a phobia of twins that came from that movie. And it's more of a memory of that fear. And like, I don't see them and like I run away, but it's that feeling you get when you see a creepy crawly spider, how you get the heebie-jeebies and shit like that. Like, and especially if twins talk at the same time, I gotta go. I can't be around that shit. And I know a lot of guys watching this, and that's their sexual fantasy is twins and shit. Not me. Sexual nightmare. And like I said, I couldn't watch the movie again.
There's something creepy about identical twins anyway. There's just something...
Triplets are worse. Eric Escobar, no offense. I know you just had triplets, but...
I know, but are there identical triplets?
Yeah. Yeah, my buddy Escobar just got some. There's 3 that used to show up on that damn VH1 show, That's So 80s or whatever the fuck it is. And they would talk at the same time, and I couldn't get to the damn remote fast enough.
That's almost like that damn 3-headed giant or whatever from the Monty Python and the Holy Grail.
Oh, I don't know. See that?
Yeah.
But yeah, I can't stand your
But
twin.
identical twins is when the egg splits, right? After it's
I
fertilized.
don't know how the fuck that shit happens, but they're mutants. That's what I know.
They are mutants.
That
There's
is a
twins,
mutation.
Like you can have twins that aren't identical twins, and that's just 2 fertilized eggs, separate but equal.
Right.
When they're identical, that means it's 1 egg that splits.
And you know, there's something too about sometimes there's twins, but one absorbs the other or eats it or some shit.
A doppelganger?
Some kind of thing like that. Because somebody posted something recently. It was
I guess it's a good thing Chuck and David weren't twins, so there would be no David.
There'll be no David. But it was something about the abortion issue, and it was like if this one baby is actual a human being, like pro-lifers say at conception, and the other baby ate his ass, like is that baby a murderer?
Yeah.
Which isn't funny, but
The Donner Party.
I was like, I don't fucking know. But yeah, we go off on tangents here for first-time viewers.
Because we were talking about Raw a few minutes ago.
Yeah, and now we're talking about abortions and twins that eat each other. But yeah, The Shining, man, that's why that thing fucked me up for years, and I couldn't watch it again until I was like 16 or 17. And then
They
there's
made a remake of it with that dude from Wings on
yeah, that wasn't bad, but it was a week-long show. A week-long
I rented
series.
it one time and I never finished watching it.
Yeah, it was a couple hours, but because it was on TV, they still couldn't get too graphic like they should have. But
Now the beginning, I only saw the beginning of that one, but it seemed like that one was a little more true to the plot of the book.
oh yeah, that one definitely was.
Because he was beating that kid and shit at the beginning and getting drunk and whooping his
And I
wife's
think
ass.
they're making either a sequel or a prequel to The Shining. Not they, I mean Stephen King's actually writing either a prequel or a sequel to the book.
Because you remember the ending was completely different. Remember in the movie he froze out in that maze?
Mhm.
In the book, the whole damn hotel blew up.
Blew the fucking pieces.
Blew that shit sky high.
There was a scene one of the few times in a book I was reading a book where like I got really like scared, like you know how you watch a movie and you get all into it, and
When those damn animals were coming after him?
yeah, those fucking animals were
The
coming.
edge animals?
Yeah, I had to put that shit down. I was like, eh.
Like every time he turned around, he'd look back and they were like,
You know, I was reading Anne Rice's interview with the vampire once, and read a couple chapters, whatever, and put it down, and went to sleep, and had like the worst vampire nightmare of all fucking time. Never picked that book ever again. Never picked it back up.
Lestat, was that his name?
Yeah. Fucking, I said, God damn, so I ain't reading that motherfucker no more. But yeah, that damn, I love a good book. Just got finished reading Michael Crichton's something. Michael Crichton's fucking amazing. State of Fear. That shit's good.
Is he the
Good.
one that wrote Jurassic Park?
Yeah. Man, he gets. I like him. He takes a lot of real scientific shit and puts it in his book, so it ain't just and then kind of makes it, writes a story around
That
it.
Jurassic Park shit, I'm sure they could do that if they wanted to.
Probably.
If they could get their hands on some DNA for something, they can clone it.
I just put on my Tumblr a story about that, cause about Jurassic Park. It's funny you mentioned that. I was dating my ex-girlfriend April. This was years and years ago
AB?
at the AB, and we went to see Jurassic Park, and I had never seen a preview for it. And she wanted to see it. I was like, okay, I don't give a shit. Let's go watch it. And it was at that Tower Twin, the $1.50 thing, or dollar movie. And I was like, I'll go watch it. And I never even seen a preview for the thing. I don't even know why.
I read the book way before the movie ever came out.
I don't give a fuck.
Yeah, you did.
Oh, okay. And so I remember thinking this is gonna be some kiddie shit. And then that one scene, like the first real scene that this shit is an adult, is when that guy goes in that little closet or outhouse or whatever it is, and the T-Rex rips it apart and then damn eats his ass. And I was sitting there going, and I remember being in a seat kind of like this and go, what the fuck is this? Like we went from damn, we went from PG to damn something legit right away.
Well, what was cool was Victoria had a friend or something that had the book, and she knew I liked to read books, so she brought it home and said, my friend said, Mimi said, you ought to read this book. And I said, all right. So I got it, and I didn't read the back of it or anything, so I started reading it, and I didn't have any clue what it was about. And then when it started to unfold, I'm like, oh shit, they're going to clone these motherfuckers. And I'm like, damn, and that book was good. The book and the movie were pretty similar. I mean, it's almost like a script of movie or whatever.
It's amazing that some people can't write shit. Some people can't write their fucking name in the snow. And then you got these authors, King, Crichton, Kuntz, who just put out like hit after hit after hit. That's just crazy.
Well, the one I think's crazy is J.R.R. Tolkien.
Yeah,
that motherfucker spent his whole life just writing those books. I mean, he's got so much backstory and all this stuff. He's got backstories that's longer than the actual books themselves.
I just saw a blurb from the guy that's in The Hobbit, the guy that's the main Hobbit, and somebody was asking him, is this the biggest film of your career? And he says something like, I try not to look at things in size, like that, and I try not to think that bigger is necessarily better. But then again, I'm in The Hobbit, and not only that, I am the fucking Hobbit. And he said that in an interview. It's pretty funny. Check out my Tumblr, ShaneHelmsCom.tumblr.com. For all that shit.
You never read the Silmarillion, right?
No.
I got it at home. I'll bring it.
I got it. I just don't think I read it. I think that might have been one of the thing about J.R. Tolkien, and you can't knock the guy or whatever. He gets so detailed that sometimes that shit gets long. I mean, there is so much in Lord of the Rings that shit could have been left out, and it wouldn't have made a fucking bit of difference.
If you don't go back and read all the appendixes and is that how you say that? Appendices.
Appendici.
Yeah, appendicitis. If you don't go back and read all those, that really fills in a lot of blanks for you. From like when you read the books, it answers a bunch of questions about the lineage of the kings and the history of the.
Yeah, but like when he's describing a scene, that motherfucker will use a whole chapter to describe the trees and the flowers.
Have you ever read Moby Dick?
Yeah.
God knows. It's brutal, man.
Like watching the Titanic.
That book could have been this long, and been good. Talk about somebody that gets a little too wordy. Was damn Herman Melville. I'm like, fuck.
You didn't ever watch the Titanic and be like, "Where's the fucking water at, please?"
Yes. I always know how that's going to end. I mean, regardless of which version of it you watch, there's not much hope in that one.
We got roped into going to the 3D. It's The Waitress, Karen's favorite movie of all time. So, of course, we went and seen it when it came out in 3D here recently. Like,
is it the same movie?
It's the exact same fucking movie, and the 3D ain't nothing. I thought I was going to see.
What was the one scene in the 3D?
I was hoping it was going to be, and I know a lot of other guys too, is when Kate, what's her name, Winslet was going to be topless. I said, I'm going to see them titties in 3D.
Coming at you.
No 3D titties.
She kind of hit the wall here lately, hasn't she?
No, she made a lot of good movies, man. She can.
No, I'm talking about.
Oh, facial, but she'll take roles where she has to look like that.
Did you see The Reader?
Yeah, fucking hated it. Was that the one where she's a Nazi?
Yeah.
Nazi.
You
know why I say it like that?
No.
Fucking that Tarantino movie.
Oh,
with the Jew bear.
Glorious Bastards?
Yeah.
Nazi. It was awesome.
And the Java killing Nazis. Hell yeah.
What was that? The damn bear? What was his name?
The Jew bear.
The Jew bear.
Fucking beat the piss out of you.
That motherfucker.
And Nazi. We in the Nazi killing business.
Damn
and
right.
cousin, business is a booming. Fucking Nazis.
Now you get me thinking about Inglorious Bastards.
What about Raw, man? We were talking about 20 minutes ago. We started discussing Raw.
What was I gonna say about that? I mean, it's just
girls match, not good.
All right, here. Let me say this. Starting at the very beginning, I think it was a bad idea letting Ryback come to the ring and cut a promo.
Ryback.
I think he was the better as the strong, silent type.
Okay.
When you saw his promo, what did you think? Did it help him or did it hurt him?
It didn't do a lot for me. But then again, they might be trying to get away from the Goldberg comparisons, and because Goldberg was the silent guy, silent but deadly.
There was a reason for that, wasn't there? He was on a fart. What'd you think
That might
about-
have been why he did that. I don't think it helped. I don't really think it hurt, but it definitely didn't help. And
What'd you think about the way he went out there and said, "I'm pissed off. Y'all fucked me over, and I'm gonna tear this whole fucking place up"? And Vicky Guerrero walking out there going, "No, you're not." Okay.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I won't.
that GM, they're stuck on that GM role, and I know it has a place, and it's been around so long you can't just get rid of it. But
Have I mentioned how bad I hate doing promos in the ring?
you do hate that.
It doesn't.
We disagree on that though.
I think if there's a reason to do it in the ring, like if you're going to come out there and call somebody out,
Mm-hmm.
but just a plan to come down to the ring, stand in the ring, and walk around with a crowd, and try to cut a promo. There's a better way to do it. I like an announcer. I mean, I don't mind if you get out of the ring after a match, the announcer comes over and says, "So, Ryback, how'd you like your fall?" "No, sir. Didn't like it." I mean,
But you personally just don't like it. I mean, you don't have a real specific reason other than you just don't like it.
I put it this way.
Put it.
I always like I like wrestling when it's presented as a sport,
Okay.
which seems to be long ago in history. But you wouldn't have, you'd have LeBron James come off the basketball court. You have a football player come off the field. There's somebody on the sidelines. They ask them a question. They answer.
Okay, what about boxing? After the fight, they're in the ring doing the interview.
They're still getting interviewed by Larry Merchant.
Yeah, but I'm saying it happens in the ring.
Tyson wouldn't just grab a microphone and stand there for 15 minutes fucking talking and then have damn Evander Holyfield's music hit and him walk out.
Tyson would eat your fucking children.
He would eat his damn ears.
In MMA, they cut him in the ring in a cage
I
too.
don't want you to wait much. But,
You didn't watch GSP this past weekend whoop that ass?
no, who's that? Greg Price?
Greg Price, George St. Pierre, big pay-per-view.
I got to start getting into this MMA thing. See, I've always said that for wrestling,
I mean, it's only been around for 20 years.
I know, but for wrestling to kind of, we watched the first one ever down.
I like you said, got to get started. Like that shit just started a couple months ago.
I don't know.
It's only been 20
It's
years.
catching on. I'm not catching on with it, but I always said that for wrestling to get back to where it once belonged, get back, JoJo, that they need to present it in a totally different way. They don't need to just repackage another wrestling show. They need to say, all right, this is a completely different combat sport. Work it a little bit, but not a lot, and present it as real. And keep the fucking kayfabe. And then I realized we got MMA. And they're kayfabing it like a motherfucker.
And if people want to watch, but I think there's some elements of MMA you can use in wrestling because
Ring of Honor tries that, don't they?
MMA is definitely using elements of pro wrestling in their presentation. But I think you also got to be careful because if people want to see MMA, they'll watch MMA.
I like TNA.
That's where we're going.
I don't know. I mean, I just like the way they present their product.
I think TNA's in-ring product might be the best on TV right now.
Well, there's things they do. Like, if I was them, I would, whatever the WWE does, I would try to do something different. I wouldn't try, I mean, they've got the same stage, they got the same ramp. I mean, they're trying to, I would do something different. I'll tell you what they do that I like. Have you ever noticed when the aces and eights come out, they don't come down the ramp, they come in their own little door?
Mm-hmm.
Makes sense.
It's always good to do different little things. I want to bring back some enhancement matches.
I would do, why doesn't that work? You tell me. I know the Monday Night War thing, they started to shoot the wad on TV every week for ratings, but why didn't it work?
I mean, there are enhancement matches in other sports. Like, I mean, the whole first couple, 5-10 games of the NCAA is good teams against jobbers.
The first
Except for
couple weeks of college football,
except for somebody forgot to tell Butler that, and he went out there and kicked the Tar Heels' ass.
That's true, but that's a swerve.
Wolfpack. But we got jobbed out by some assholes too.
Yeah, so Florida State did too. Florida State lost their first fucking game to some high school team.
Is Florida State supposed to be good this year?
They were ranked number 24 or something.
State's supposed to
State
be
was ranked number 4.
Yeah, they're supposed to be fucking really good. And went out there and got fucked.
They ain't ranked number 4 now.
Why are they ranked?
They should be good. State's got all their. Carolina's got all young players. They graduated everybody. State's got all people coming back. This should be State's year to make a run.
We can't stay on this Raw for some reason. There might be a reason for that. We just don't want to talk. So much shit going on, man. It's Thanksgiving. You know what it is? I'm excited about Thanksgiving. I'm going to eat like a bastard tomorrow.
I've kind of been doing that for the past 10 years now. And tomorrow will be no different. I gotta go. I don't have any damn bros.
Let me ask you a question. How do you feel about diets in general?
Fucking hell.
There you go.
Not too good.
You got to get on what now? Some groceries?
Yes. What were we just talking about?
Oh, fucking. No, man, I got to throw a picture of my cape. I got me a new cape. For the people that haven't seen me recently. That shit looks like,
Is it up there?
hell yeah. Shit.
Hold on. Ooh, yeah.
Definitely inspired by Macho. And we did it at the show, we did a show for a kid this past Saturday, in Boone, North Carolina, for a little kid named Brady who was 12 years old. He had stage 4 cancer. Myself, as you can see on the poster, Bobby Lashley, Al Snow, Lodi, George South, some of the Ring of Honor guys. Adam Cole is a Ring of Honor TV champion. Roderick Strong, former world champion, who will be on the show in the future. Caleb Conley, Grizzly Redwood, and Jake Manning, who are the Great Outdoors.
The dude with the beard.
Yeah, they're a great tag team, man. And there's a really good show. A lot of talented people. Cedric Alexander, as you can see on the poster as well. Brad Green, Brad Attitude was the main event against Roderick Strong, man. They tore it the fuck down.
Now, we got him booked, right?
Who?
Brad Attitude. Do you?
Yeah, Brad Attitude will be on the chin lock for Chuck. We'll be talking about that in a little bit as well. Let me throw again this coming weekend, Sunday actually. Let me take the title down so people can see this all. WrestleCade is what my man's calling it. And look at this damn roster. Matt Hardy, Shane Douglas, Demolition, Axe. I don't know if Smash will be there, but Rock and Roll Express, Ricky Robert, Raging Bull, The Masked Superstar, Rebby Sky, Caprice Coleman, Cedric Alexander, The Barbarian, Colt Cabana, who had a recent injury. He's supposed to be my tag partner, so assuming he's healed, that's still going to happen. Gunner, Lodi, the Bravado Brothers, The First, Rick Converse. I gave him that nickname, by the way. The Beastmaster, Rick Link.
The First, Rick Converse.
You like that shit?
Hell yeah.
Jimmy Boogie Woogie Man Valiant. I heard Boogie Woogie Rob McBride's going to be there. Looks like Ivan Koloff, referee Tommy Young, Raven, George South. There's every Boogie Woogie known the man is going to be there. So and next week on the show, let me go ahead and throw this out there. Christian York is going to be on the show next week, so we'll have that. But that'll be this weekend. WrestleCade. That's in Thomasville, North Carolina. Get the Shane Event iPhone app. It'll take you right to there. If you don't have that, then get the I'm a Wrestling Fan. It's free. Shane Event's not free, but it's a whopping 99 cents. If that breaks the bank, then by all means don't get it. But if you got 99 cents, it's well worth it. And yeah. So the girls match, I know you hated Caitlyn versus Oksana. I think that's very underwhelming. Then Caitlyn apparently got arrested the next day. She had some kind of like
I can see why.
For that match.
Yeah.
That wasn't the best of matches. But no, she had some like fucking speeding ticket that I guess didn't get taken care of. And man, they will arrest somebody for fucking anything these days. We got more prisoners than communist China.
I got a speeding ticket down in Florida one time when I was abroad, and I never paid the motherfucker. And I got a postcard.
What, you were a transvestite?
Yeah. And I got a postcard in the mail that said, if I ever show up in Orange County, Florida, or wherever the hell it was at again, I'll be arrested and killed.
I had one time. I got a speeding ticket, and I never used to get them, man. Before my accident, this is one of the things that kind of helped me in my when I had my motorcycle accident. I didn't even have the last speeding ticket I had was like 12 years ago. Anyway, it was down in Memphis. It was outside of Memphis somewhere.
I ain't had one.
And I left the damn speeding ticket in the rental car, the actual ticket itself, in the fucking rental car. And I didn't think about it. It's like one of those things where you're like, fuck, anybody that's got a ticket, you're like, fuck, he didn't. It's always the cop's fault. He didn't have to do that. Anyway, but of course I was speeding. But
why can't I go 70 and a 55?
And whatever, I put it either in the console on the dash or something, and go to TV, whatever, do my deal, and didn't think nothing about it. Return the rental car the next day, and didn't think nothing about it until like a couple of days go by, and I was like, oh shit, on that damn speeding ticket. It took me forever, because it took forever to get in the system. Now everything's kind of computerized and it goes in the system pretty quick. But it took me forever to track down where I even got the ticket, because I couldn't remember the town I got it in. It was in between like Knoxville, Memphis, or Little Rock, or some shit like that.
Dyersville?
I don't have a fucking clue. Man, but it was a damn hassle. And then I was getting, and I mean, you're talking about weeks were going by, and it's still not in the system.
And that court date's done
And
coming.
that court date's coming. And like, I don't know what to fucking do. But like, even back to the Caitlyn story, it's like, are you really going to go and arrest this girl over a fucking speeding ticket?
Apparently, yes. And if they saw that match, she'd still be in jail.
It's a thing now. There used to be a mindset, and I see it changing with stuff I read. That back in the 5-10 years ago, if you heard somebody was arrested, you knew for certain that person did something bad. Nowadays, they just arrest anybody for any fucking thing now. Now it's just like, oh, what'd they get you for? It's not even that. It's starting to be that mindset, that police state where you know that it's not necessarily this person. I mean, if you think about the Nazis, nothing they did was illegal.
They just didn't like it.
All that shit they did was legal under German law.
Nazi
so just
law.
because something is a law doesn't necessarily mean it makes you a bad person because you break it, or it means whatever. I mean, it could have just been anything. Now, that doesn't refer to the Nazi shit. Obviously, that was some bad shit. The fucking Jew bear, they wasn't having none of that. But, I mean, just the fucking police, the fact that we have more prisoners than China is ridiculous.
Do we have more prisoners than people in China?
I think we got like it was some weird number that we got like 5% of the world's population, but 25% of its prisoners or something like that. That's a telling statement, man. I know. It's the closest thing to slavery that we have in this country, because they put guys in prison and then they make them work for free, or they pay them like
just like in the Shawshank Redemption.
Yeah, like 10 cents a day or 12 cents or some bullshit where you get like cents a day, and they make them fucking work. Like, that's fucking slavery, and a lot of it is victimless crimes.
That's probably the only reason they give them 10 cents a day.
Just so they can say they give them something.
Pay
We pay them something.
Yep. And they'll work all fucking year.
Now, I ain't talking about murderers and rapists and manslaughter guys. Fuck those people, of course.
How many of those people in those prisons would you guess were there in some form or fashion as a result of the war on drugs?
Oh, a huge portion of them.
So if we just simply legalized drugs, regulated them,
yeah,
taxed them, we could let half them motherfuckers out.
Yeah. Victimless. I mean, the reason there is crime around drugs is because it's illegal.
So you're saying that if you make something illegal, in essence, people aren't going to stop doing it.
Of course not. Prohibition proved that.
All you're doing is creating a black market.
Prohibition proved that without a doubt. And we're doing it again. We're making the exact same mistakes with this. How do you have war on drugs?
Alcohol,
how do they fight back? Yeah.
Bugs Moran.
They all
shooting up Chicago silly.
They all disappeared. Over some booze.
And
here's the thing.
Here, ABC store down on the corner and buy at your leisure.
Now, I never even touched alcohol until I was 27. And I was never a guy to drink all the road. Now, I was on the road. Now, I would throw them back. Because you go crazy on the road.
Like this.
But, I'm not a guy. I'll never sit around and drink at home and shit like that, But if you think about drugs, and you got to get to the base of why they're illegal. Now, think about this. Why do people do drugs?
Because they want to get fucked up.
They want to feel good. Now, people want to feel good, but yet the government doesn't want that to happen. Why?
Because they want you to be miserable.
There is no answer to that question. That's the thing. Like, the only reason people do it is because they want to feel.
By making them illegal, why?
I don't know.
Why can't? I mean, all right, take heroin or something that maybe could cause some kind.
Because I still wouldn't do none of that shit if it was legal.
I wouldn't either. But say some. I mean, I'm never been a damn pot smoker. But say somebody wants to smoke weed. Why is it illegal?
How do you make a plant illegal? How do you make any? Why don't they make mosquitoes illegal? Those motherfuckers kill 1 million people a year.
I hate them some bitches.
Fuck a mosquito.
But why can you?
How come rattlesnakes are legal?
Why can you say a guy can't smoke dope?
Why don't they illegalize poison ivy?
That's right.
Because that shit.
Put it in jail.
Put poison. Oh, the guy?
He's probably already in jail because of drugs.
Why is poison ivy legal and marijuana isn't?
I just don't see the line. I mean, because what does it do to you? You get fucked up. I can get more fucked up drinking vodka than I can smoking pot.
I'm a damn testament. I'm a guy that admits my mistake. Alcohol will fuck your ass up.
Shit. I mean, how many fucking...
Especially if you get on a fucking motorcycle.
Smoke pot and go shoot up somebody's fucking house and get in a fight? They don't do shit. They sit on the fucking couch and watch TV and eat.
Now, for those listening, I'm not saying doing any of this shit. My point is...
I'm not condoning anything. I'm just saying if alcohol is illegal... I know a lot of people that start a lot of shit because of drinking.
Mm-hmm.
Get fucking drunk, drive the damn car through the front yard, go down there and want to whoop somebody's ass.
Drive a motorcycle through the fence.
Through the fence at the soccer field. Good thing they want a soccer game going I'm just saying. I mean, there's no logic to say, okay, you can't smoke pot because it's going to cause you to do something bad.
And there's a lot of people that don't. It's legal and they don't drink. And I think that if they went and legalized everything in the world, there's still a lot of people out there that go, hey, I'm not going to fuck with that. You heard about this crocodile thing? This crocodile drug out of Russia?
No.
It's some kind of...
Does this anything to do with the bath salts?
No, but it's not bath salts, but it's some kind of meth fucking shit. Somebody was telling me about it. You can look it up. It's crocodile spelled with a K, and it eats the damn flesh.
I would not go anywhere near that shit.
I wouldn't touch anything that kills you. Yeah, but apparently it's for people that already got chasing the dragon anyway, and they're just so hooked that they can't quit. See, this is where the education. This is where the education about drugs is flawed, because they'll sit there and tell you something like marijuana is really bad, and then people go try it and they realize it's not. They feel lied to, and they're like, well, if they lied to me about that, then they must be lying to me about this. If they just be honest and say, look, all of that shit's like bungee jumping. You might have fun, but that rope might fucking break and your ass fucking hit the ground.
Like Matt Hardy.
Yes, yeah. Just throw that out there.
Well, I mean,
you're just gonna lob that shit right on out there.
Kind of like a lawn dart.
I just think that's the education system. Just tell people, say, look, this shit.
Be a fuck up.
Yeah.
I mean,
sober people fuck up all the time, right?
Yeah.
Don't they?
I mean, I've had my share of fuck ups, but I mean,
do sober people not get in car wrecks all the fucking time? Maybe that shit would have happened anyway. That's the new thing.
Maybe they just can't drive. How's that sound?
Distracted while driving or something is what they call it, texting.
I've read books while I was driving. I've watched DVDs while I was driving.
You're just a fucking menace.
Like this.
You're a menace to sobriety.
Yes. All right, this hat's making my head sweat.
Yeah, I ain't saying don't do it, but I know the war on drugs is proven that it's a failure, that it's not working.
It's not working. I don't take drugs. I have taken drugs. I've probably taken all kinds of drugs, but I don't do it now.
You just quit?
It's too much of a hassle. I just go down to the damn ABC store and get me a bottle of vodka and be good to go.
There you go. Honestly, I just think that even if they, like I say, I think if they legalized everything, there's a lot of people that would go, so?
And I've never had a DUI.
I don't want to do it anyway.
I've never gotten a wreck because I was drunk. But I will say this. There are times where I have driven where I had no fucking business driving. I just got lucky enough to get home in one piece. But that's, something.
I bet there's more people that have done that than care to admit.
Oh, I'm sure. I mean, and I don't know. I mean, I've never gone out there and gone, you know what, I'm fucked up. I don't give a shit. I'm going to drive anyway. You always think you're okay. I mean, you might think, well, I'm a little tipsy, but I can make it. But, that's what the law's for.
I tell you what I never do. I never go out with the intent to get fucked up. Any of the times, like I say, I don't drink. Like, if I went out and actually got what I would consider drunk, maybe once, especially these days, once every 2 months, maybe, if that.
Well, I don't normally set out and go, I'm going to get fucked up.
But I do hear people that, I'm going to go get fucked up.
Why would you want to put yourself through that? Then you're going to wake up the next morning.
Now, I might go and end up fucked up. I'm not saying that. But it's never my intent. I don't have that goal.
That judgment that would hold you back kind of goes out the window after the first few.
See, that's my problem. I'm very susceptible to suggestion once I start drinking. And I'm that guy that goes, I'll do it, shit.
Yeah, what is it? Take a shot of this?
Because I don't think, a lot of people blame their mistakes on alcohol and stuff like that. I don't think it changes who you are. I think it brings out who you are. It magnifies
who you are.
If you're an asshole.
Veritas.
Yeah. I could, I'm a goofy ass person in real life, so I get even fucking goofier when I drink.
It takes away that filter.
And then there is a part of me that's a smart ass, and that'll come out.
And that's a good way to get your fucking head boxed when you're fucking with somebody that's not as drunk as you.
But I think but then again, I guess once you get to that blackout point where you can't remember fucking shit, it could bring out the Dr. Hyde or Mr. Hyde.
Or him too. Or go and hide.
So what about this Raw that we've fucking skirted around for 45 minutes and we still haven't got to the main event? This show is going to be actually longer than Raw is.
Let me tell you about some things I like on Raw.
Tell me. Hit me with what you like. The fucking crickets are jumping.
Okay. No, I mean, like Dolph Ziggler, bumping machine.
Bumping machine.
I like Randy Orton. I like Wade Barrett. I mean, I like a lot of the guys. It's just, I don't know.
Randy's match with Alberto was good.
That was good. It's just that when you take that and you put it amidst that backdrop of everything else that it's around, it hurts it. Whereas if you took that match and you put it on a good wrestling show back when wrestling was wrestling, it would have been great.
Right.
But to me, that also, this goes back to another thing. Why do they give away a match like that on free TV?
Match like which one?
Randy and Alberto Del Rio. Why don't they build that up?
I think they've done that on pay-per-view a couple times. And
Well, then what's the point? Hey, why are you going to pay for it on pay-per-view? We started talking about this earlier when we got off of it.
Because they don't have enhancement matches.
Why?
They need to go back.
I think they do. I think it can be done. I don't mean the old ones like where you just go out there and grab some guy and beat the shit out of him for no reason. But there's enough good indie workers out there where you could bring them in and let them have a 5 or 6 or 8 minute match with somebody, especially with that much TV time.
And you know what, too, when you do that, because how many times did that was always fun sometimes watching those enhancement guys and trying to see which ones are talented and which ones weren't, and then seeing which ones had that little spark of potential to be something in the future.
Well, they were such a prejudice against those guys back in before 1990 where, you did a job on TV, you're fucked.
Mm-hmm.
And they just buried them, and they wouldn't let the guys that were on TV were pricks, and they wouldn't let them do anything, and it's not like that anymore. That culture shift is good for the business. You could bring in, a crew of 10 or 12 indie guys, give them a shot, scout them. Don't just let whoever fucking shows up.
Right.
You don't know if they're any good or not. Have somebody in your talent relations crew that goes out and scouts these indie shows and bring in guys that, you can put out there with somebody. They can have a decent match. They'll put the guy over. And then they're not under contract. And then, aren't there a lot of benefits to doing that? To start with, it'd be a good way to scout talent. Scout the guys you want to hire.
Yeah.
That's kind of how Matt and Jeff got hired, ain't it?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they would be so impressive in their enhancement matches that,
and they eventually got a contract. And they got booked, and, the guys... But that... I would have to say that when Matt and Jeff started coming in, that was when they started to work with guys like that.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if that was a mandate that came down from the office or if it was. It would probably have to be because I don't know that mentality of.
I'd say Matt and Jeff. Also, I would say Billy Kidman too. If you remember when he first came to WCW, even though he was a part of Ravens Flight, that's all he was enhancement. He would go out there and just get fucked up. But you then saw how talented he was, and one match he was able to sneak a drop kick in. And, he's finally getting something. And the next match, maybe 1 or 2 moves, and finally he grew, and the audience actually grew with him.
Actually, you know what I think set that on the map was X-Pac, 1, 2, 3 Kid.
Yeah.
Remember the thing they did with him and Razor?
Yeah.
Do you know what was the story behind that? Was Razor had to be in on that? Because they were buddies,
I'm
right?
sure. Just the upset. The upset kid. He was the 1, 2, 3 kid.
I'm sure. There was.
He actually had a name before that. It was something
Lightning
else.
Kid.
I'm talking about even in WWE, it was like something else before he was 1, 2, 3 Kid, wasn't he?
I remember he was the Lightning Kid in World Class.
And in Global, he was a Lightning Kid too.
Because we thought he looked like Yow.
Yeah. Was he actually in World Class, or are you talking about Global?
It was whatever it morphed into. Maybe it was Global.
Yeah, it seemed like he was a fucking Cannonball Kid or some shit, or Kamikaze Kid or something. I don't know.
There was a time when a guy like Scott Hall wouldn't have agreed to put somebody like him over on TV.
Scott beat the fucking piss out of Jeff their first TV match.
Yeah, I remember that.
I think Jeff wanted to quit or something.
Yeah, but he legit slapped him around, didn't he?
Yeah, went out there and whooped that ass, boy.
But I'm just saying, I just remember when all of a sudden I was like, because I was shocked. I was like, okay, here's this guy that's a damn jabroni talking about Kid, and they just put him over on Diesel or on Razor. And I was like, wow.
What about when Barry Horowitz was doing when he had his little run with the 3/4 Nelson? I love that they used the 3/4 Nelson for that little run.
That's a good move. That's
if your ass is in the 3/4 Nelson,
that's hard to get out.
It's gonna be hard to get out of that bitch. That and the double arm bar. 3/4 was one of my moves as an amateur.
I had wrestled out in for Bird out there in Music City one time. I had a match with Reno Riggins, and he was a strong little sucker anyway. It was me and somebody against him and Steve Dahl. And Reno put me in that damn 3/4 Nelson, man. I was like, all right, man.
Did you ever, when you have the guy in the referee position, were you ever able to hook that ankle and then sit on it and sit back and wait for the guy to go, what are you doing? And then as an amateur, I did that a couple times. I would just wrap his ankle up and sit on it, and he would almost look back every time, and when he looked back, and that was your ass, Mr.
I used
Postman.
to like to do that guillotine because I was good at it. Because if I could get my leg in.
Yeah, but you're tall ass.
Yeah, because I could sit up real high on them, and if they wouldn't, you know what you want them to do,
right?
And if they wouldn't do it, I'd go.
Oh yeah, the elbow.
Fucking elbow them in the ribs, and if I could get that arm up where I could jam my elbow under it, their ass was done then.
What I got to do too, there was some guy. My favorite move, I think, of my entire career was a tight waist arm bar. And a guy, the reason I learned that was because a guy put me in it. I got tech
What is
follow.
that one?
You go around the waist.
And then you tilt them, right?
Yeah, and you hook that on, and you can tilt them or you turn them. And either way, your own arm cuts off your air supply.
Right, you
and
squeeze
it
it across
fucking
your gut.
sucks. And this kid put me on it, and
Now you get the arm barred, and then you get the wrist around their belly with the other hand.
Yeah.
Right. Okay.
And this kid put me it's the only I only lost by tech fall one time, and they changed the rules now because you can't because I was just in that one hold. It wasn't like he was just doing all this shit to me, had me in just one hold, and he couldn't pin me. I would fight a fight to my belly,
Just getting back points,
and then he would just get more back points, and you were just stuck in it. The same thing what a lot of guys used to do with the alligator roll
they
or the log
changed that
roll.
though, didn't they? Where you got to stop.
Yeah, you got to stop for so much or reset and all that, which is
They
which is
get over
good.
on one side of the mat and just go.
Yeah. I did that at a tournament you at one time. I fucking gator rolled to piss at this guy.
You just get them going and they can't stop.
Yeah, once
until
you
roll them out
get
of
that
bounds.
shit going, boy.
Every time
Done.
that back goes across, what is that? 2 points, 3 points?
Yeah.
2. Isn't it?
One's a log roll, one's a gator, whatever it was. I know I would do the front chancery when I had the head and arm turn, and I was so long I could torque the shit out of them too.
Yeah, get your legs like you're doing the damn windmill.
Yeah, the fucking breakdancing.
Amateur wrestling, boy.
Back to Raw.
People that have never amateur wrestled don't have any clue how fucking hard that shit is.
That shit is tough, man.
I mean, that fucking playing football is way fucking easier than that.
Way.
Damn. Back to Raw.
What was the main event?
It wasn't a match. It was Cena coming up. I mean, not Cena.
Oh, CM Punk doing that
having
thing?
that party.
And the men in black came out and beat Ryback's ass?
My question is,
MIBs?
I didn't see the pay-per-view. Did you see it?
No.
Isn't that the exact same thing they did on that?
Yeah, they went and fucked him up out there too.
Okay, so I guess we saw it again.
Saw it again. But that's Dean Ambrose and Tyler Black. The other guy, Roman, I'm not familiar with him, but I know Dean Ambrose and Tyler Black are some talented cats. So
Well, I don't know any of them, but congratulations to them for finally getting a shot. It's about time they brought some new people in.
yeah, it's gonna be good. Interesting to see what they're gonna do. Are they just gonna be Punk's minions type deal, or are they gonna be able to shine on their own? And probably both. They'll be Punk's minions for a little while, then break out.
Well, that's good. I mean, that's kind of going to be up to them, though, isn't it?
Break out like the Pox.
Unless they completely make them do something stupid where they don't stand a chance.
I know Dean Ambrose was whooping fucking Ryback's ass.
Yeah. What was Ryback doing?
Ryback was coming up like, God damn. Maybe he just looked that good, but it looked like he was fucking wearing them ears out.
I think he was.
Good job. Good. I don't know the guy, but good job.
Lay it in there, brother.
Hell yeah.
I think CM Punk's great on the mic. I would love to see that motherfucker gain some weight.
You do hate them little boys, don't you?
Just
Who's the most over guy in the company? From crowd reaction wise to when he
Daniel
comes,
Bryan.
Daniel Bryan. I'm winning you over with this shit.
Just to be in that time. I'm not saying you got to be a big gassed up freak like Ryback. Did I say gassed? You know, when I say gas, I mean. All right. What I was saying though is, like I was telling you earlier about Alberto Del Rio.
Who the fuck did you just say?
Alberto Del Rio. To me, he's the perfect size, perfect guy to be the heavyweight champion.
Did you ever see him fight Crow Cop?
When you say fight, does that mean it was an MMA fight?
Yeah.
Alberto Del Rio's an MMA fighter?
I guess I shouldn't use the word fight either.
Was it, did he do any actual fighting?
It was an enhancement match.
And he was the enhancement?
Hey man, ain't nothing, no shame. And this was when Crow Cop was an animal too. Crow Cop was an animal.
Well, see, I mean, that top guy, I mean, to me, it's not that CM Punk doesn't belong on the show. I mean, he's got the mic skills and the personality to be a top guy. His look is off. Do you not agree? Come on.
I mean, I wouldn't mind seeing him. I mean, it don't bother me as much as it bothers you. I mean, I think too because you're a natural big guy, like attracts like, so you just like that type of shit. I'm a smaller guy. He's more my
Alberto
size.
Del Rio's not a big muscular guy.
Bigger than Punk, and then in this locker room, this day and age, he's
huge,
one of the bigger guys. Yeah.
But I'm just saying, like I wouldn't put, if I was having my world champion, I wouldn't put my world championship belt on the Big Show or Andre or. I mean, if you put it on a big monster, that gives you too many limitations in your storyline on what you can do with them. You know what I'm saying?
It just depends. I know there was a time when Hogan was the champion, and it was almost boring because he was just beating everybody. And you could do that with Andre Show, but you can do that if the undercard, like the Intercontinental title, was still in the show. Intercontinental match was still in the show. They got to keep those guys strong.
Well, I
don't like what they do with Coffee. Would have him going out there.
Yeah, say you got the belt on Andre, or back in his day, or you got the belt on the Big Show. How do you build up somebody that the fans will think can beat him? Unless you build up Khali, which that match is going to be the shits.
That match would be awesome.
So, I mean, that's why. I mean, you can take a guy that looks like Ric Flair, or that looks like Bret Hart, or Shawn. I mean, Hulk was almost big enough where you had to build him like a muscle man. But they could build guys. There was enough guys close to his size.
Almost.
Well, I mean, you know,
That motherfucker was the muscle man.
but I mean, he's not anywhere near as big as a lot of people think he is
Yeah.
either. I mean, with the lifts on his shoes and just the way they presented him. I mean, what is he, 6'4", 6'5", maybe?
I don't know how big he was. I mean, he's older now with knees and back surgeries. I'm sure he's lost a couple inches.
I mean, back in his day,
He's
when
a
he was
big
a
old boy.
champ, I was booked in that locker room as an enhancement guy. And I stood nose to nose with him. If he was taller than me, it wasn't by much.
So 6'4", 6'5".
His damn boot soles were that thick, and mine
Yeah.
weren't. And we were looking eye to eye. So, I mean, I'm thinking if he flat-footed or barefooted, we might have been about the same height. Like, Jake Roberts was a lot taller than he was. And, you know, there was other guys that were tall. You know, Andre, you know, guys like that. But, you know, he wasn't enormous.
Yeah.
So, I don't know. But the way he was pushed and what Vince did with him, I can say, it definitely wouldn't have worked with a heel champion. You know, putting him on the box of Wheaties and all that stuff, and putting him on all the cartoons and television shows. You can't do that with a heel.
I just think that their philosophy then was they were sending the fans home happy every night with that babyface champion being on top, and it obviously worked because it grew with him. But there was a point where that kind of just seems, we know what's going to happen. Hulk's going to win. But then that's when the undercard was stepping up. Tag team division was strong, Intercontinental Championship was strong, and that's the only titles they had. And they would just still, you know, they would do
There
their
was
part.
a big vacuum after Hogan stepped down, though. I mean, that vacuum.
Oh, you mean when Savage was champion?
It seemed like Savage, Warrior. I mean, then you went into Bret Hart and Ric Flair.
Yeah, it's the same thing, just by comparison, because that Hulkamania shit was just so over. It's just anybody, unless you exceeded it, which only Rock and Austin really have. It's just anybody else, even if they were at 90% of Hulkamania, which would have been fucking tremendous, it's still 10% less than Hogan. So, same thing when Ali left, you know, I mean, look how much shit fucking, or when even more recently when Tyson and Holyfield left. It's not like Lennox Lewis sucks. It's not like the Klitschko brothers suck. It's just by comparison to how exciting those guys were. It's just like, what do you do? I mean, same thing with Jordan. When Jordan left the NBA, there was a fucking vacuum, and this guy's out there balling their ass off, but they ain't Michael Jordan.
They don't have the fire.
You know, I mean, now you got...
That's something right there. I mean, people that get on the internet and they talk about this guy's a good worker and this guy's a good wrestler and this guy's great, and
You're talking about me?
just whoever they like. I mean, this mentality, this audience these days has gotten so focused on the way they do moves and bumps in the ring. And, I mean, I'm not saying that's not important. I'm not saying that's not impressive, but that's such a small part of it.
Right.
I mean, just your personality and how it comes out is like the key. Remember that, kids.
Remember that. Words of wisdom.
I mean, John Cena's not nowhere close to being the top when it comes to getting in the ring and having a 5-star match. But he's the top guy. So what does that tell you?
I know 2 weekends ago I had a 1-star match. And that 1-star was me.
Was that the one?
I think every match I have is
Was
a
that the
1-star
one where
match
you were-
because I'm the only fucking star in there.
Out there with the Viking and the...
This weekend, man,
Black
this past
Vampire.
weekend, it was me and Lodi against Stephen Walters and John Schuyler, and that was a fucking good match. Lodi's vastly improved. I had to send him a text because I hadn't seen him work in a long time. He's all trimmed down and
Yeah, he's
leaned
real lean
out.
now.
Yeah, he's all dieted up and doing DDP yoga. He's all flexible. And man, yeah, I was super impressed.
How
And
much
now
do you think he weighs now?
I don't know, but now this week I got to wrestle his ass. Team in 1 week, and now I got to fuck him up the next week. That's just how it goes, man. The choke slam.
Last time I wrestled Lodi, I accidentally bloodied the shit out of his nose.
Accidentally.
Sorry about that, Brad. It was an accident. Yeah.
I don't think I've ever hurt anybody accidentally. Think about that.
After I just told Ken Spence.
Wait, watch this.
Is that what you say right before that?
You gonna go to the show this weekend? Wanna ride down with me?
90-something% certain that I will.
Cool. Thomasville, North
I'm gonna try
Kakalaki.
to get NDT. I know we're running long.
Let's
here.
let's have NDT on the show next week.
Okay, we'll save that.
Next week we're gonna do we're gonna have Christian York. We're also gonna have a special message from Chuck Coates. Chuck is the guy we're doing channel out for Chuck for. We're gonna have a special message from his brother David. He's got some things he wants to share with you leading up to the show. The Facebook for Chuck is, what's the Facebook address? All right.
Chinlock for Chuck. It's got its own Facebook page.
I'm assuming it's Chinlock for Chuck.
Chinlock for Chuck.
Spelled out, one word.
Chinlock for FOR, not the number 4, Chuck. There's a link online. You can go in there and buy tickets. It's simple. Click. It goes to a PayPal account. You can use your credit card. Ticket sales. We just put the tickets on sale Saturday. Now you got to bear in mind the show's not for another 2 months, and I think we've sold probably between 200 and 300 tickets.
It's going to be a stacked card. We just confirmed Cowboy James Storm, former TNA World Champion, current TNA World Champion Jeff Hardy's going to be there. Matt Hardy's going to be there. Myself's going to be there. Confirmed a female. We got the ladies representing. Rebby Sky is going to team with Amber O'Neal to go against Jamie Jamison and the current NWA Women's Champion Casey Carlisle. That'll be good. I had to get the girls on there, man.
ECW Original, CW Anderson, the Enforcer. Did you say Lodi? WCW Superstar Lodi.
Yeah. Steve Carino. Christian York, newest TNA signee.
TNA Superstar.
Who will be on the show next week. Who else we got?
Steve Carino was a former NWA World Heavyweight Champion,
Yep.
former Ring of Honor champion.
Yep.
Caprice Coleman.
Currently in Ring of Honor.
Currently competes in Ring of Honor. You're not going to catch a better show anywhere this year.
Yeah, and
all you history buffs out there, this is the first Omega. We all know what Omega is. See the shirt. This is the first Omega show since 1999.
See that shit?
This will be historic.
And Omega is all about
me. There's Omega with me right now.
I'm going to just take this O and this GA off.
So you don't want to miss it. It's the first time the Hardy Boys will be together in the same ring in quite some time. I'm not sure about my details on that.
Yeah.
Don't want to throw anything out there and make myself look even more foolish than I already do.
Yeah, right now I think we're probably going to do a 6 or 8 man or something like that for the main event extravaganza because we just got guys that want to do the show and
the show's on a weeknight, so it can't go late. So
yeah,
you're gonna see a lot of action in a short period of time.
It's gonna be some combustion.
That shit's gonna be on fire.
Sebastian Bombastic.
Exactly.
Anyway, what I think about did we ever finish talking about Raw?
I think we did.
We've spent Raw is so long. We spent an hour talking about it, and we still not finished. I don't know. We went off on some fucking tangents this time. This is the tangent to Helms.
Whatever we said about Raw the last time we talked about it, just go back and watch that.
Yeah,
it was more the same shit.
So we got gonna watch TNA on Turkey Day. Pull for the Redskins to beat the Cowboys. Cowboys have the best Thanksgiving Day record of all time. Tony Romo's undefeated on Turkey Day, the asshole. But I'm hoping RG3 shows up.
The Florida State-Florida game is this weekend, too.
Florida State-Florida, got that. Is there an MMA fight this weekend? I know somebody, Ricky Hatton's coming out of retirement to fight on Saturday. That'll be interesting to see how he does. The waitress is downstairs cooking right now for tomorrow.
And we had to bump Notorious David Taylor, but we'll catch him next week.
Yeah, I think but we went off on some crazy tangents this week.
All right.
This part was going to be about 30 minutes,
stuff.
and yeah, I'm sure somebody will find something.
Unscripted, straight from the hip.
Anyway, but once again, Russell Cade, Thomasville, North Carolina, 3 p.m. bell time this Sunday, November 25th. So be there and all that jazz. Heaven forbid.
Highway to Helms.